Well, it's another season in the bag. Only 2 teams contending for the Super Bowl for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. If you're wondering, why hasn't your team reached this pinnacle of all of sports, the most recognizable trophy in all of sports? We're going to take a look at it. You may be surprised as to what it is. Is the window closing for your team? We're going to take a look at this. We're going to break down the historical data going back all the way to the year 2000 Super Bowl. So let's talk about this. How often do we see an older quarterback in the Super Bowl? Okay, we're going to take a look at the first appearances. How old or how young was the first appearance of a particular quarterback? How long did it take them? Right, and we're going to figure out the average age of the NFL going back to the year 2000 Super Bowl. All right, so we're going to break down the numbers. I'm going to tell you right now, the average age is 28 years old. And if you break down these numbers for first appearance in the Super Bowl, it equates to 27.8. So 28 years old. That's only 25. You have a 25% chance if your quarterback is over 28 years old to make a first appearance in a Super Bowl. All right. So think about that right now. Think about your current franchise quarterback. What is their age? We're going to break down whose window could be closing. All right. So let's break down the numbers here a little bit closer. Let's take a look at this. All right, and if we break these down, per decades, those numbers go down lower. So from 2000 to 2010, the average of the first appearance for a quarterback was 28.26. That means that you had a 33% chance of your quarterback making a Super Bowl for the first time if they were over 28. All right, it drops down even more from 2011 to this season, 26.5. That means we now have a 16% chance to make a first appearance in the Super Bowl if your quarterback is over 28 years old. All right. So think about that number. Think about your current quarterback right now. Is the window closing on your franchise quarterback? We're going to break down the 7 quarterbacks what this applies to. Okay. All right. With the trend going younger, these 7 quarterbacks need to be replaced possibly. Ryan Tannehill at 33 years old. All right. Next up, Carson Wentz coming in at 29 years old. All right. The third quarterback, the window might be closing. Derek Carr at 30 years old. All right. And then we have Teddy Bridgewater from the Broncos. We'll see if he's even there, but he's 29 years old. All right. And the fourth quarterback here is the window closing. Dak Prescott coming in at 29 years old. All right. Our sixth quarterback, the Washington Commanders, Tyler Heineke, 29 years old. There's a window closing for him. And our seventh and final one, coming in at a ripe 34 years old, Kirk Cousins. Like I said, these guys currently in this young league, 16% chance that one of these guys will get a first appearance in the Super Bowl. Guys, let me know how you feel about your franchise quarterback. What does your team need to do to get your team over the hump? The winning record is always associated with a quarterback and the head coach. So keep that in mind. If you think about these 7 quarterbacks right now, Ryan Tannehill, like I said, 33 years old, hasn't been able to get them over the hump. They're getting deep in the playoffs, but it seems like they're missing that one final piece. So do the Titans think about drafting a quarterback anytime soon? If not this draft, gotta be the next one, because Tannehill not getting any younger. So we'll see what the Titans do there. They've tried a couple of quarterbacks here, but like I said, the number is prohibitive. 33 years old. All right, it's a numbers game at this point. Carson Wentz, he's already been traded from the Eagles. Now he's here with the Colts. Has injury concerns. He missed more time here with the Indianapolis Colts. So, he's not getting any younger. 29 years old. Do these guys think about the future at the quarterback position here? How many more years can you go with Carson Wentz until that number 2 is too prohibitive? And that's the same for a lot of these teams that we're talking about here. These 7 specific quarterbacks, First time Super Bowl appearance. The window's closing on these guys. All right. Think about Derek Carr's situation. He's had several coaches throughout his career. No stability here for him. I think the ship has sailed on Carr here. At 30 years old, I think that window is pretty much closed here. Like I said, in this day and age where we're at, from 2011 to 2022, 16% chance that Carr will be able to get his first Super Bowl appearance. This organization, I think, is just too dysfunctional right now. A lot of coaching carousel here. They got a new one again, new OC. The Raiders, they've been out of it here for quite a bit. So who knows what they'll do there. But, it's probably time to reboot the quarterback there at least. At 29 years old, Bridgewater, he's kind of a journeyman at this point, right? So currently he's the quarterback there at Denver. But, Denver, they do try to throw draft picks at quarterbacks. They missed on Paxton Lynch. They missed on Drew Lock. And, it looks like they're going to try to go the free agent round again. Do they go after Russell Wilson? Do they go after Aaron Rodgers? And this sort of thing. But either way, 29 years old, that's a prohibitive number, like I said. So if they don't draft somebody young, maybe they'll give it a role here with a vet with Super Bowl credentials. Then you have Dak Prescott at 29 years old. Dallas Cowboys, similar to the Raiders, kind of dysfunctional, firing coaches here and there, lucking themselves into franchise quarterbacks like Tony Romo, Dak Prescott. You want to talk about a franchise that are scaredy cats. They haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since 1989. All right, that is absolutely pathetic. A lot of teams have already lapped the Cowboys as far as drafting quarterbacks in the first round. The Cowboys are afraid. They're afraid of drafting a quarterback in the first round. So Prescott, he's on the wrong side here of these statistical numbers. Do they get him into the Super Bowl here? Can they get this thing together here with McCarthy and Jerry Jones? Still GMing this team. All right, we'll see. Okay, the Washington football team, Washington Commanders, whatever the hell you want to call them, these guys, it seem like they've been looking for quarterbacks for the longest time. Similar to the Cowboys, Dan Snyder. These certain teams are going to continue to have these types of issues. You think about the Raiders, Cowboys, Washington. There's a lot of interference here from the front office, and you have struggles here at the biggest position, the quarterback position. Washington football team, do they make a change here in this upcoming NFL draft and go younger? If I'm Washington, I'm definitely looking at drafting a young quarterback and seeing if you can give Ron Rivera another shot at this thing. If not, they're probably going to break that thing up to start all over. And you got Kirk Cousins here at 34 years old. I think the common denominator with these seven is they're serviceable quarterbacks. I think for the most part, most of these quarterbacks are able to get their team to the playoffs here and there. But they're up in age. No championship rounds. Between none of them, except Tannehill, I believe. But age, like I said, it's a big part of this equation. Fans don't want to hear it, and they'll discard the number as being whatever. People win with old quarterbacks. They do, they can, but like I said, when I broke down these numbers, the NFL's going younger. These 7 teams, these 7 quarterbacks, they have a 16% chance right now at making a Super Bowl. And the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Okay, so that's another team. They've drafted Christian Ponder in the first round. They've tried. They've missed. At least they've tried. But they're gonna have to be looking for another quarterback as well. All right, guys, let me know what you think about these 7 franchises, these 7 quarterbacks on the window closing. Do they have a shot, or is it over for some of these guys? Let me know in the comments. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you for the next video, guys. Thank you.